Good afternoon. Michael Beddoes, one of the founding directors of the MBA Partnership Chartered Accountants and our resident tax guru, entirely self-appointed. Thank you. So I'm recording this on a sunny afternoon in November. Actually, I'm about to have State of Origin this evening, which in this weird pandemic world just feels a little bit crazy, but it's certainly been a year of firsts. So very quickly, I'd just like to take a couple of minutes to explain or highlight a few changes at the moment that for those affected clients are potentially quite serious. So effectively, the clients that are impacted by this and that really need to keep listening are if you have a discretionary or family trust that owns residential real estate within New South Wales. So if you fall within that category, then these changes impact you and you need to take action. So just a little bit of background. New South Wales in 2016 introduced two new taxes, basically called foreign surcharges. One is an extra stamp duty when you buy a property, or foreign person buys a property. One's an extra land tax when a foreign person owns a property. Just for context, the amounts of these extra taxes. So on the transfer duty, so normal transfer duty on a residential property within New South Wales might be about, on a $700,000 property, might be about $26,000 stamp duty. The foreign surcharge is an extra $56,000 on top of the 26. So you can see that number's starting to get up there. And with land tax, if a trust owns a residential property in New South Wales, $700,000 property might have a $350,000 unimproved land value. Land tax on that would be about $5,000 a year. The foreign surcharge land tax will add another $7,000 a year on top of the $5,000. So some big dollars for those clients that are caught, which just emphasises that, yes, if you're impacted by this, you need to take action. So basically, the land tax and stamp duty changes in New South Wales deem every trust to be a foreign person if any beneficiary of that trust is potentially a foreign person. So if it's possible your trust may distribute income to a foreign person, you're caught, even if the trust never has distributed to a foreign person and even if it never will. In effect, that means nearly every trust deed I've seen is caught by these changes and needs to take action. Okay, so what do we need to do to avoid these rather draconian penalties? Well, in effect, we need to amend your trust deed to say the trust will never distribute to a foreign person or a foreign company or a foreign trust or a foreign partnership. And that change is irrevocable, and that change to the deed, and here's the key bit, that change to the deed needs to be done no later than 31 December 2020. If the required changes to the deed are made by 31 December 2020, then the trust is not liable for the foreign stamp duty or the foreign surcharge land tax on any years going back to 2016 when these laws started, or any years into the future. So yeah, look, rather important to take action. If you don't take action by the required date, then potentially you've got the foreign stamp duty and the foreign land tax, so two separate taxes, and potentially you've got them on any land owned and every year the land is owned since 2016. So these changes even apply if you sold your property last year or your trust sold your property last year. So what do I need to do next? MBA are currently going through our database to identify affected clients, so we'll be in touch over the coming weeks to let people know the process. So what forms need to be filled in, the cost, and just how that needs to happen. Importantly, everything needs to happen, again, by, if there's one thing you remember out of these couple of minutes, 31 December 2020. So just to recap, if you have a discretionary trust that owns residential land in New South Wales, so only residential land, only New South Wales. If you fall within that category, please, if we don't contact you first, please contact us. We do need to act. We do need to act by 31 December. It is important. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. I love to talk all things tax. And on that note, I will leave you, and it's ironic we've been chatting about New South Wales land tax on State of Origin night. I will leave you with Go the Blues. Okay, talk soon.